I'm in Gangnam and I am here to talk about toner. Toner is the step you do in your skincare routine after cleansing. And for that reason, some people call it the first step of their skincare routine, which is a little bit weird because you would think that toner is the first you would think cleansing is the first step in your skincare routine. But some people say, well, cleansing is a given. Even if you're not into skincare, you should be cleansing your skin anyway, allegedly. So they would say, no, like toner is the first step. So what is toner? Why do we do it? And what does it do? And what are some toners that I like or I've used or that are popular? So toner, if I look at my little notes here, toner removes oil and it removes dirt, makeup, and what can be left behind after cleansing. So it's basically something just to make sure that your skin is really cleansed. And when I was looking at toners, and not just toners, but also skincare in general, I kept seeing this thing that says, oh, toner balances your skin. Toner balances your skin. And I just really had no idea what that meant. I was like, what do you mean balances your skin? What does that mean? And so then I went down the rabbit hole of science, baby, of like this whole thing of pH and pH balancing, and it's completely linked into toner. It's linked into skincare too. And I completely have had my mind blown. My skincare routine has completely changed now that I know about pH, what it is, and how it is completely integral, that's not the right word, but like central to skincare. So pH is how acidic something is. So 7 is neutral, that's water. And it goes from 0.7 and upwards, and something that is not acidic at all we call alkaline. So surprisingly enough, our skin, you know, everything in the universe has atoms in it. Atoms are tiny little, you know, molecules or things that make up everything in the world. Everything has atoms in it. And so it might sound really weird to think of our skin as acidic, because it's like, how can your skin be acidic? How can your skin like have chemicals within it or whatever? But our skin is naturally a little bit acidic. Our skin sits between 4.5 and 4.7 on the pH scale, making it a little bit acidic. So what this means for our skincare is, when your pH level of your skin is between 4.5 and 4.7, you look younger, you retain moisture more, which is like what you want your skin to do, so your skin looks good. You fight signs of aging. Okay, all right. And so when you're looking for skincare, you're looking for stuff that pH balances, that always tries to bring your skin back to the 4.5, 4.7 pH balance if it's not there already. And as we get older, our skin becomes more alkaline. That means not acidic. So what that means is then, you know, you start to age, signs of aging, your skin doesn't retain moisture as much, it doesn't fight off skin infections as good as it would if it was very, not very, but a little bit acidic. pH balanced, if you will. So this is the reason why people look for, well, people who are really into skin and know what they're talking about, because I had no idea about this pH balance and what it had to do with toners or anything before all this, and I'm glad I do now. So people who know, they look for things that will balance their pH. That sounds weird. Balance your pH. Balance your pH. Doesn't sound safe for work, but it is. Yeah, they'll look for things that balance, skincare items that will balance their pH, because products are what can help bring your pH down to 4.5, 4.7. So most toners they're a water-based solution, and they, most of the time, are skin balancing. They are the ones that help bring our pH down to 4.5, between 4.7. And for example, if you clean your face with a bar of soap, most bars of soaps are really high in alkaline. That means that they have no like acidity in them. They're very mild, let's say. And that can be the reason why your skin's like very dry, doesn't retain moisture, it ages you more. You're not supposed to use bars of soap on your skin. But if you ask old people, most of them wash their skin, clean their faces with bars of soap. And so toner was introduced to bring some moisture and a little bit of goodness back into your skin. So toners were completely necessary years ago, part of the skincare routine, because you used to strip your skin, almost like strip away the goodness and the pH balance, and then you needed to, well, you needed to retain that back into your skin. So toners were introduced to try to bring that moisture back into your skin, which is why there are some skin fans, skincare experts such as Hyram. He says that we don't need toner anymore. It's not a necessary part of our skincare routine because toners were introduced to reset the pH balance of the skin. But now our cleansers are much more gentle. There's lots of other products with pH balancing that toners kind of, and if you want to step, but there's other people who completely disagree. They say, no, no, no. Cleansing and other stuff strips our skin where you need to use toner to get rid of the extra sebum and built up and oil and, you know, little nasties, and to put like goodness back into our skin, right? So there's so many people who disagree, agree, so much people who, you know their stuff about skin cannot agree on this. So it's one of those things that I think it comes down to your own opinion. I know that after I cleanse my skin, using a toner makes my skin feel extra clean, and it kind of almost makes my skin feel like a little bit tighter before going in for my next step essence and serums and eye creams and yada yada yada. Some people say toner is just there kind of to prep your skin for the next step. I never really knew what people meant when they're like prep your skin for the next step. I don't really know what people mean when they say stuff like that, but people still say it, and you just kind of do that thing where you nod, you're like, okay, and you don't question it. But I don't really know what people mean when they say prep your skin for the next step. I mean, why does your skin need to be prepped? And prepped how? Prepped when, where, why? Explain. So toners used to be full of alcohol. I do remember some toners that used to be full of alcohol, very alcohol-y, and they'd strip skin, but today they're very nourishing. So it has changed. Today they are different. So, do you understand what pH is? It was something that I had to read and read and read a lot, because it was hard for me to look at my skin and think of my skin as acidic, because I was like, how is my skin acidic? Like, that doesn't make sense. And it made me think about the times when I was younger and I'd put skincare products on me that did not match my skin at all and were really harsh on my skin, and my skin would almost start to burn, and I'd kind of feel like I think I should take this off, and my friends would be like, no, if it's burning it means it's working, which is completely bull. But I wonder now, because actually our skin has a pH of 4.5 or 4.7, does that mean if you introduce something that goes against slightly acidic, properties, you could say, something that's slightly acidic, scientifically, if it reacts wrong with it, is that what makes our skin that burning sensation I used to sometimes get when I used bad skincare? I don't really know, but I think it's kind of interesting to think about. And thinking about our skin as being slightly acidic it's still a very weird concept for me to wrap my head around. That's why I had a real tough time trying to swallow that. Okay, pH balance in skin, like this is skin, like we live in it. It's not something that's in a test tube in a lab that we can be, well, I mean, unless you cut a piece off. It's not something that you can like look at and test. It's not like a scientific organism on its own. Like, we are skin, you know, we are in it, we exist, like our skin is us. So I just found it very weird to think that our skin is slightly acidic, but it is. And so that's why there's so many skincare products that say pH balancing, skin balancing, and that's what they mean. So as I said, 4.5, 4.77 is ideal, fights infections, slows down the signs of aging, and locks in moisture. So you're looking for products that will do that, and toner is central to that. There's so much pH skin balancing toners on the market. Speaking of which, one of the best toners I ever used was called G9 Skin White in Milk Toner. Costs roughly €10. Now, this is a brand I bought in a Koreatown, but when I have come to Korea, as you can see, if you're watching the video, if you're watching the podcast, imagine that I am in Gangnam area of Seoul. There's lots of taxis and busy traffic going past, lots of cars beeping, and there's big tall buildings behind me and an ad for a watch. So when I came to Korea, I was like, oh, I really want to buy G9. They do really good skincare. And I couldn't find G9 anywhere. So I think it's one of these KBeauty brands that is only popular abroad or only sold abroad, or maybe it's not actually even Korean, but I've been led to think it. I bought it in a Koreatown, but it doesn't seem to be a thing in Korea itself, maybe only online. And I just bought this toner because I needed a toner. You know, that's why you buy things. And it wasn't until I got home, and after using it for a while, I just started to notice that I went from shockingly pale to like Michael Jackson pale. And I was like, what the f is going on with my skin? I was like, this is really weird. And I looked at the bottle, and lo and behold, milk in white. It was a whitening toner. And the conundrum with this is, I don't want to use any products that bleach or white my skin. I am level 100 Casper. I'm paler than white. I'm paler than water, see-through almost. I'm just very, very, very alarmingly pale. Alarmingly gaunt. So using a product with bleach or like whitening in it, not really gonna pass any green lights with me. But it was one of the best toners I ever used in my life. I had no spots. My skin was so smooth. It was like so smooth. It was like a baby's bum, and it was just like the best toner ever. But I couldn't keep using that because I was just looking like the girls from White Chicks. It was just really creepy. I didn't look right. So I wish they had this toner. I'd buy it in a heartbeat if there was no skin whitening in it. And that is a problem that some people have with Korean skincare products if you don't carefully read the packaging, or the packaging hasn't been translated into your language. In a toner that does impress me and is quite popular is the I'm From rice toner. So the brand is called I'm From, and it's a rice toner, so it's infused with rice, and rice has great qualities for your skin. It has like an illuminating effect, just makes you more glowy and look more healthy looking. It has 77.78% rice extract, which is, oh, that's quite good. And that is roughly €30. So that's all about toners. And if you want to be considered as a guest on the next KBeauty Krew podcast, you can email me at KBeautyKrew with a K hanam@gmail.com. You don't have to be a skincare expert or anything, you know. If you're watching the video, let me give you a little look around Hanam, and if you're only listening to the podcast, I will describe it to you like audio description on TV. So just behind me, well, that's just big buildings and stuff. I think it's more interesting over this way. Woo! Just an ad for a watch, big buildings. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening.